Welcome to the Dining at Disney podcast. I am Kristen, Disney park foodie, enthusiast, and travel expert.
I'm Aljon, and I was on mute. And now I'm not on mute, and I'm also a lifelong Disney, Marvel, Star Wars fan, pop culturist, podcaster, and wow, man, I am losing my grip on my phone, and I'm hitting all kinds of wrong buttons today.
Not good.
No.
Kat, experiential producer, film historian. I was going to say something clever, but why? It's fine. Boy, if you haven't already, please subscribe, and click the notification bell.
Ding.
Yeah. Got a lot of news this week.
Yeah, sometimes you can hear the ding, sometimes you can't. I don't know what's going on here.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Got a lot to talk about today, but how are you guys?
Sassy.
That good, huh?
Yeah.
Woof.
Just like the picture of our daughter at dance.
What?
I said, just like the picture of our daughter at dance
She's
class.
an icon.
She is sassy.
Yes, she is.
She had her little photos done up today, and
yeah, they were sent today.
Looking sassy, a lot of attitude, a lot of spunkiness.
Yes.
Anyway, the week has been crazy, but we're here. Our house didn't float away in all the floods and storms here.
It was awful.
Yeah.
The kids have been in the house for a week straight without going outside because it's been raining and miserable outside. It hailed this week several times.
Yuck.
And the kids were like,
we had tornado warnings.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Luckily for us, the tornadoes didn't hit us, but there are a lot of surrounding areas were hit, unfortunately. But the kids were like, Daddy, what is that? Hail. Is it gonna hurt, Dad? Is it gonna hurt? I was like, no, it's not gonna hurt. It's like, how about the cars? Because crash the cars.
When it first started came down, I yelled and I went, no, the cars. And I jumped off the couch and ran to the front door to look at the cars. And our daughter was like, no, Mommy, don't go outside.
Because it was like pea-size hail. And I would say pea, and it's like not pea, but
legume.
Like edamame pea.
A legume, yes.
Yes, exactly. So it was coming down, and I was like, there's nothing we can do to change what's happening because we have zero room in our garage. Our garage is a storm unto itself at this point.
Yeah.
But hey.
We're gonna get those cars in there by the end of the year. I am determined.
Yeah, I am. I mean, you'll be proud of us, Kat. We did a lot of adulting this week. We called people to get bids on the patio and the fence, knocking it out, trying to get the house in order so that the kids can roam free. We have free range children.
I love it. You should just call my dad. He'd come do it for you.
But that's great. Please.
He did theirs. He could do yours.
Please, Kat's dad, come on down. We have room and board for you. We will cook for you.
He keeps saying he wants to go to Tennessee, so...
Well, come on, bring it.
It's happening.
Bring it, please. Please. Come on by. We're happy to have you. We will house and feed you and your mom and give you a reason to stay in Tennessee. So, anyway, how are you, Kat?
I'm fine, just getting through it. It was 90 degrees here today.
Wow.
So it's heating up here in Southern California, but got a lot of big things in the works. It's Dapper Day this weekend.
Ooh.
So, yeah, just taking it one day at a time right now.
Well, Dapper Day is kind of your day.
Dapper Day is my favorite day.
It is. It's your day, and hopefully we'll get a lot of pictures stored up for the entire year because you'll just sprinkle them randomly across your Instagram.
See. I think I'm probably going to be by myself, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Fair enough. Anyway, let's talk about stories, Chris. You're just looking. We do this show very late every week late. And I think sometimes Kristen is so spent, she has this blank look on her face.
I'm sorry.
She's literally.
Do I look gay?
You look like a Zoom meeting that freezed up. During the pandemic, we're all like doing these Zoom meetings and people are calling remotely. And it's just like everybody just has this blank stare on their face, like looking at the camera. It's like, Aljon,
Are you there?
Aljon, you're frozen, or you're on mute. I swear that was like the T-shirt that we had going around the office. It's like, sorry, I'm on mute. That's like the biggest thing. But then, Kristen looks into the camera and she's got this blank stare in her face. For those of you who are not watching the video podcast version of this on Spotify. Anyway.
Well, I haven't been sleeping well for like the past 2 weeks, so that doesn't help at all either. That, and then our son likes to wake us up at 1:00 in the morning.
He's not sleeping through the night again. It hasn't
It's bad.
been like this. It hasn't been like this. And our daughter too, because he'll wake our daughter up and then both of them are just, they call for the wambulance at like, 1 o'clock. And 3 o'clock.
I was still awake at 1. Was because I've been having trouble sleeping. I was like, I'm just gonna sit up in the dark and on the couch, and I'm gonna try and like breathe and be calm and do those kinds of things. And I went to pick up my water. I literally just moved, and I heard the footsteps, and I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me! I'm just about like gonna go to bed so I can go to sleep." I need water. Okay, get your water. Then it's like, I'm not tired. I want to stay up. No, it is the middle of the night. You are going to bed.
Go to bed.
Everybody needs to sleep, and then it's screaming and yelling,
Yeah.
Mommy, for like 45 minutes. And I was like, I'm not responding, because then it continues it. And no matter how many times I go in and give them a hug and kiss, they still will keep calling for me. So I'm like, I have got to just.
We're trying to just not, so that they know that they can't manipulate us into waking up. But then they come to our room, so it's just like.
But we never let them sleep in our room. That's never happened.
No. So it's like, Mommy,
Hello?
Daddy, Mommy, it's dark. I had a bad dream. It's like you got up and you ran right to our room with no lights on in the house.
Can't be that dark.
No, because their room has multiple colored lights on it.
Afraid of the dark. It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're afraid of the dark. You wouldn't even leave your room.
And then on top of that, what he'll do is go to sleep on the couch in the family room, which there is no lights. And that's what we're like, you're not afraid of the dark. You're actually laying in the dark, and we're telling you to go to a room that has light to go.
Making no sense, son. Make no sense.
Really, just go to bed, dude. You need to go to bed.
Yeah. And so.
Yes.
We haven't slept at all over the past week or so.
No, we haven't gone out to eat in a long time. And speaking of going out to eat.
Great.
Shula's Steakhouse.
Great segue.
I like Shula's Steakhouse.
So
Too
do
bad.
I.
However, we have some sad news for those of you that really like Shula's Steakhouse. This table service restaurant that is over at the Dolphin Hotel, it is owned by former Miami Dolphin football coach Don Shula. They have announced that the restaurant will permanently be closing. So they are taking reservations through June 14th of this year, and after that, the restaurant will close.
That's so sad. It's an end of an era.
Yes. However, what is now coming in its place is from celebrity chef Michael Mina. He will be moving into that location, and he has announced that Bourbon Steak by Michael Mina will be replacing it. So there will still be a steakhouse. If you aren't familiar with him, he is an American celebrity chef, restaurateur, and a cookbook author. He does own the Mina Group, which currently does not have any restaurants on Disney property. However, he does operate a total of 40 restaurants across multiple states. One of them, there is one in Miami and Delray Beach. There's also one in Tennessee. I'm going to see what that is because I don't know. But this will be the 10th location for Bourbon Steak. So,
it's awesome.
Yes, I am looking forward to this. This should be interesting. We don't know when the restaurant is going to open. It has been said that it's supposed to be mid-summer. So considering, June 20th, right? 21st, I believe, or the 22nd is the first day of summer. And this will be closing at the end of, Shula's will be closing at the end of the spring. Maybe this means around August we'll see something,
It's like an episode of Kitchen Makeovers. It's like we close for a few weeks and like wham bam and we're done.
Yeah.
Time for an opening.
Definitely reopen before Food and Wine.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the menu for the location in Nashville.
Yes.
It's pricey, but they have interesting things. They have a caviar Twinkie.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds weird.
It does. They have Wagyu on the menu, 3 different cuts of Wagyu, and a tasting, bone marrow accompaniment, Maine lobster pot pie.
Huh.
For $115.
Oh, it's located at the JW Marriott in Nashville.
Yeah, that's like you said, Kat, that's pricey.
This
is right across the street from my office.
Was it? Nice. Get them to take you there for lunch. Tell us how it is.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
That's when you get
Well,
you go, hey, have you tried this place?
I haven't
heard
had
great things about it.
Yeah.
Tell them you want to have the company Christmas party there.
Yeah, that'll work out great. Yeah, I'll suggest that next. But hey, I do like the menu of this place. It looks really nice.
It does look nice. And they have like quite a wide selection of things. I was looking to see if maybe they had a happy hour, but they do not.
So I want to let you know too that I believe this restaurant is where we took the pictures for our 2020 launch of our new product line. Because that bar it's exactly the bar that was in the background for our photos.
Nice. Very cool.
So
yes.
Over in Hong Kong Disneyland, they have new Avengers-themed food and beverages, right?
They do, and it's pretty dope, y'all. If you happen to be out there at the Hong Kong Disneyland Resort, Disney Eats on Instagram just revealed all the coolness that's going to be happening there. And of course, wherever Marvel is, we're there for it. So the caption reads, Avengers have assembled, bringing all new offerings to Hong Kong Disneyland Park and Disney's Hollywood Hotel starting now, actually April 16th. And it looks to me like Captain America's got himself a burger. So they've got a cheesesteak burger combo, of course, themed as Captain America. So it's got the big shield on top of brioche bun. Looks like it will be available at the Starline Diner. It looks dope. It looks like, burger and fries kicked up a notch. It's got some, what is it? It's got pickle spear, stuff like that. Yeah, cool. And also they have Groot X, a non-alcoholic beverage, and Thor's Hammer-inspired lemon cupcake also there. I have to say the Thor cupcake looks very cute, and Groot looks nice. It's got some earthy tones in it. I'm going to flash some pictures up when I'm done talking about it so you guys can see for yourself. Also, Starline Diner is a Marvel-themed eatery located in Tomorrowland, and at Hong Kong Disneyland Park, it serves American-style cuisine. So it looks like we have a sweet delight of, looks like cake pops, right? It says sweet treats in the form of Spider-Man's mask, Iron Man's glove, Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, and the Infinity Gauntlet. and also a bunch of beverage options as well, including the Sokovian Chaos cocktail. Whoa, that looks cool. The Red Wing Flight cocktail and the Potent Stones cocktail. Very nice indeed. And then there's some more menu items like the Steak Breaker Linguine alle Vignole with cuttlefish and crispy prawn rice paper wonton trio. Sorry, wonton. Rice paper wonton. The trio fish and chips with seasoned salt. And there's also going to be a grilled smoked eel, crab meat, baby spinach fried rice with crisp baby roe egg and abalone ayosaki and Thai green papaya abalone salad. Or abalone salad. I call it abalone. So let's look at some of these tasty treats. You guys, what looks good to you? Anything?
All of it.
All of
The
it?
abalone looks delicious. The scallop looks good.
My abalone has a first name.
You know, that's the first thing that came to my mind when you said that.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. We think alike. So there's the Captain America burger for those that looks like it looks pretty cool if you're into the burgers. And then we have here.
I do like the looks of that Groot X drink. That's cute.
There's the Groot X drink. And then
all those cake pops are like so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Here is a look at what appears to be cake pops here.
Yeah.
Looks like they have an infinity looking gauntlet thing there at the bottom. It kind of looks like a grenade there at the bottom. And Thor's hammer embedded in a praline or something. I don't know what that is. And then I tell you, they only talked a little bit about these drinks, but there's got to be a lot more drinks. Those look really cool. It looks like, Captain Marvel looking multi-layered drink there.
It looks like it has a glow cube.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it says Red Wing Flight Cocktail, which I believe is the red, white, and blue, right?
Yeah,
no?
Maybe.
I would.
And then
or the drink behind it.
Yeah, it could be. It's the Sokovian Chaos cocktail. It looks interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm angry.
Why?
We got chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all this stuff.
I know, right?
Peanut butter and jelly is on the menu here. What?
I know, right? I mean, Pim's Test Kitchen is. Did they dumb down the menu at Pim's?
Yes.
Test Kitchen? Yeah, they dumbed it down, didn't they?
Yes.
I knew it. They do that all the time. Why do they do that?
No, but that is something that has bothered me for years about Disney. And it's not just restaurants that they do this with. They do it with stores. Well, they'll open a store and it's all perfectly themed and everything they sell in it fits the theme of the store that they created. And then they start like not sticking with that and just putting whatever in the store. And it drives me bonkers.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Let's do something so cool and stick with it, Disney.
So here's that steak breaker. And then they have the linguine alle vignole, right? Cat, you're the Italian. Vongole. Okay, so yeah, well, cuttlefish, yes. I should know that. Don't they talk about it during Luca?
Yes. Yeah.
Crispy prawn, rice paper wonton, and the trio fish and chips with seasoned salt. That looks...
Luca, that is one of my second favorite Pixar movie. I love it.
Love Luca. It's such a good movie.
I have seen it so many times.
It's good stuff. I tell you what looks good is that scallop. Is that a little scallop? What is that?
That's what it looks like.
It's like a scallop.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the scallop. Anyway. Well, what do y'all think? Let us know. Kristen, back to you.
Okay. So we also have, staying outside the United States, we also have another story about a new restaurant coming to Disneyland Paris. And this seems really cool. Kat, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. The Petite Rosalie Terrace will be an open-air location next to the Brasserie Rosalie, which opened in December 2023. It serves traditional French dishes made with seasonal ingredients, and the new terrace will be open from April to October. It can accommodate 66 guests. It's surrounded by lush greenery, large beige umbrellas, basically outdoor seating at this location for the summer, which I think is always a great idea. The terrace is a collaborative project between Imaginary Paris and the Bertrand Hospitality Group. So some of the photos of this food is like really crazy. It looks really decadent. The center of the terrace will have a kiosk selling various snacks and light meals. The French-inspired menu will include shared plates, croque monsieur, fresh salads, savory crepes, desserts, ice cream, and refreshing beverages. It's part of the ongoing transformation of Disney Village.
Nice.
Which is very, very cool.
Yes, I agree.
That looks like a really nice place, doesn't it, King?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the fact that we're getting a lot of this concept art put into this show now. I like it.
So, also taking place, not food related, but still taking place, is Destination D23, a journey around the worlds of Disney. This is exclusively for D23 Gold members, and they plan on this being the biggest one yet. You're going to be able to celebrate beloved moments and memories with behind-the-scenes stories and special guests and performances, which will be really cool. Let's see. So this year it's presented by Lug, and Lug has been around since 2005, and it has bags and accessories. So I'm sure they will have plenty of Lug stuff available for people to buy. But if you decide to attend this, they're going to have Disney archivists, historians, Imagineers, cast members, filmmakers, Disney legends, and luminaries for this 2-day program. There's going to be panels that have to do with attractions, entertainment, and experiences, both the theme parks as well as the cruise ships. I would love to see if they're going to give us some information on the new cruise ship.
I'm sure they
that
will.
would be nice.
Yeah, I think you can count on it.
So you'll be able to take a trip around the world with Walt Disney Archives, and it will feature, Disney's vast connections and history to locales around the globe, including a special 80th anniversary celebration of all things south of the border with the 3 Caballeros. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's nice because El Grupo is the anniversary of El Grupo.
So, yeah, there's all kinds of things that are going to be going on. But
I think this Cusco-topia night at Typhoon Lagoon is wild.
yes, I was just about to say one of the cool things is going to be, yes, the Cusco-topia. So you're going to be able to splash at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park following a day of presentations. There's going to be an after-hours exclusive celebration of cult classic, including special tributes to Disney's water parks. There's going to be complimentary snacks, photo opportunities, special activities, and exclusive entertainment at this ultra neat squeaking members only party. They're also going to have an 80s and 90s celebration and concert. Well, yes.
That's going to be great because, they had the premiere of Not Just a Goof on Disney Plus, which I saw half of it. And we actually did a podcast for Skull Rock this week with the filmmakers behind the scenes of that documentary, including Kevin Lima, who directed, Goofy Movie, which was, 30 years ago now. Just crazy to think it's been that long, but movie still holds up. The kids love it. I love it. And Kristen and I had met Jason Marsden over at the expo
Yes, we did
a few months ago, which was great here in Nashville. So yeah, it's just been a Max Goof year so far for us.
Okay, so this concert celebration here, it's going to have Broadway and Disney animation star flashbacks, including film and TV. The songs you'll see things from like Zero to Hero, which our kids love, which is from Hercules. A Goofy Movie, Toy Story, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Mulan, Beauty and the Beast, Pocahontas, The Lion King, the Disney Afternoon cartoons, and more. So that's pretty exciting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That is exciting. Gosh, I wish I could attend this. Great.
Let's see. They also are going to have
Shopping. Much
shopping. Yes. The Walt Disney Company store, Mickey's of Glendale, which whenever they've had that at like the D23 Expo, it's been one of my favorites to go to.
Yeah.
Disney Studio Store Hollywood, as well as ink and paint. So that's going to be nice. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Can't wait.
I do think it's cool that they're doing the Goofy movie throwback premiere.
I mean, the movie holds up. It's such a great film. It's got so much heart. You know? I don't know. It
goes hard. It goes hard. It's about Goofy being a single parent.
It does. It goes hard. And you know what, Max Goof? Literally, I've caught myself making those pouty faces at my parents.
Of course.
You know, everybody does. And it hits on so many different levels. I was telling Kevin Lima this during the podcast. I said, it just takes so many emotions, you know, and it resonates with you as you're a kid growing up. And then when you're an adult, looking back at it from the Goofy point of view, you're like, this is my life now.
Mm-hmm.
This is my life. So good. I don't know. It's criminally underrated, but such a classic. Anyway, cool. Hey, gang. So I don't know if Kristen's going to mention this, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Tickets for D23 Gold members start on April 14th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern. So mark your calendars, mark the day and date, because you're going to want to pick these tickets up before they go, because they will. General admission tickets are available for $299, which is nearly $300, gang. In addition, a limited number of preferred $549 tickets and premier $799 tickets will also be available on a first-come, first-served basis. And these tickets will have dedicated queues, reserved seating areas, rather. D23 Gold members may reserve a ticket for themselves and one for a guest, general, preferred, or premier seating as well. And too bad they don't say something here for people that have been
charter members,
because I don't know how many charter members are left other than Kristen. I think Kristen and Kat are probably the only charter members. I'm a charter member by association because at the time they didn't have a
family offering.
Because Kristen will not allow me to open up any of the magazines, guys.
No. No.
I'm so mad that they're digital now.
Yeah, they don't even have the magazine now, physical magazines. So we have collector's items.
It's April. I still haven't gotten my box this year.
What?
Did you get yours?
No, because I didn't do mine like right at the very beginning. So mine renews, I think it's August, if I remember right.
My subscription renews January 1 every year, and I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Have you contacted them?
Not yet. I haven't. Because it took so long to get the one from last year, I'm giving it a little bit more time. But
wow,
because last year it took almost 5 months to get that one.
That's insane.
Well, you'll get it.
Which is like crazy because like I could walk out my front door and like go to the studio and be like, knock knock. Could I have my mail, please?
No kidding. Oh my
I
gosh.
want my membership kit, please.
Excuse me.
Give
Excuse
me
me.
my box of
You
stuff.
forgot about me.
Do you think that they made it overly complicated now that they have all these tiers of things that
Yes.
you buy into? It's
Absolutely.
so complicated
It's
now.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just want to have like your free tier and then your additional tier and then like your premier tier or whatever it is, and like this is your regular membership, kit, and then here's like your deluxe membership kit, and be done with it?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense because man, it just is so overly complicated, and you have to select, oh well, this is what I get as my free gift, and then or my gift with membership, and then this is the additional stuff I want to get, or I could just pay this one premium price and get all of it. It's like, guys,
It's insane.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like when I was at the Christmas party, was it the Christmas party? I think it was a Christmas party. And at Mickey's of Glendale in the shopping, it was just piles and piles of those of the gift boxes that you could just buy for like $12.
Terrible.
It's completely ridiculous.
Yeah, but you have to know somebody to get into Glendale's, right?
Well, you have to be a D23 member to
Oh,
go to
you
the
have to
event.
be, yeah, well, that's right. You have to be a D23 member to go to the event. I keep on thinking, don't they have the Mickeys of Glendale for Imagineers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah,
but like when you go to the events on the studio lot,
yes, in the studio lot,
they have all that stuff out, and they like usually at the Christmas event specifically, because so many people go to it, they like put 2 big tents in the parking lot and move everything out to the parking lot so the more people can access. And it was just like grocery store style pyramids of boxes of the boxes from last year. It was wild.
Yeah, it is wild. Well, that's cool. Whatevs. I mean, Kristen's gonna get her box, right, of stuff.
Yes.
Be cool. All right. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Hey, gang, when you hear that sound, it's time for Kristen's weekly travel deal. Kristen, what kind of deal do we have this week?
Well, right now you can save up to 30% on rooms at select Disney resorts. And that's going to be when you stay 5 nights or longer. So this is available for stays August 1st through October 11th. So at the end of summer, beginning of fall, you can do a nice little getaway. Of course, it's going to depend on what resort you stay at, what the percentage is going to be, as well as the dates. If you are traveling between August 12th and the 3rd, or September 15th and the 27th, it's going to be up to 25%. But no matter what, it's still, it's a good deal.
It's a good deal. I love it. And
and you can do this for as many as 14 nights.
Okay.
That is a tremendously fun, packed adventure if you decide to do that. And Kristen would love you forever if you do that. With her, go ahead and book that trip. No matter 14 days or less, she will find a great deal for you for all things Disney. If you go to the left coast, the right coast, or you happen to go down to the Universal parks for Epic Universe, what have you, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, any type of river cruise, whatever, Kristen is your hookup. Where can people email you for their free quote?
They can contact me at themeparkandcruises@gmail.com.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. Are we ready for the big topic, guys?
Am I?
We haven't talked about this in a really, really long time. I think the last time we may have had a discussion about this, it may have been when we were doing probably around 2020, because I'm pretty positive it was during COVID, and we were doing the happy hour show.
Yeah.
I think that may have been the last time we did that.
Maybe prior to COVID.
No, it was because we were in this house, so it would have been prior to COVID. Yeah.
Wow.
But any which way, what we are talking about is the Disney World buffets and family-style restaurants. There are plenty of them, but we are going to kind of go through, break some down, have our discussion about what we love about this place, or like if we think, you're better off like passing and going and doing this one and seeing those characters here or this, whatever, Yeah.
Pros and cons. That's what you meant to say.
So what we'll do is we'll start with Animal Kingdom and Tusker House. And this one has had some changes over the years because were doing that family style for a while. For the first couple of years, like once it reopened after COVID. And we loved it because we took our kids on their first trip to Disney. We took them to the Tusker House when it was that style. And they had so much fun. They loved getting to see the characters. They do have Donald Duck there, as well as his friends, Mickey Mouse, and they're going to be dressed in their safari clothes. And it's a lot of fun. I love the food. Either way, whether they're, when they were doing the family style and when it's buffet. I've been a fan of it because the people who created the menu for Tusker House also did the menu for Boma over at Animal Kingdom Resort.
It's good. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's character dining at its finest. It's so much fun. And so I give it high marks. I think the other thing that I like about it is that if you are a non-adventurous eater, I guess breakfast is still great, and there are things that you can eat off the menu if you don't feel adventurous. But I think that because there's a really nice infusion of these South African and French flavors and things like that, I think it's a lot of fun. So you can have fun, and if you're there, as adults, you're going to like it because of the different layers of flavors. But if you're there with your kids and they're picky eaters, they're going to find something that they're going to enjoy, whether it's, grilled chicken or pasta or, the omelet station and breakfast. And definitely the character interaction is very good. So
I feel like I have to show you guys this picture of Leo from this.
How did I know that was going to happen?
Come on. It's me. That doesn't sound like me at all. But we did this with Leo, who was very, very little at the time. Just 9 months, 10 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
he
so
was
he's
very
a baby.
little.
It was just a sprig.
Yeah, and he had a great time at this one.
Oh, I bet.
Come on, where is that picture?
Why I'm thinking about this, and you're looking for that cat, one of the great things I think about the restaurants that are buffets or family style and have characters, it is a great way to get to see them. You're not having to wait in lines. And I think it's especially good for kids or adults that have special needs.
Agree.
And either can't wait in the lines or it's too overwhelming to wait in line for them. This is a great way for them to get to do that, That picture is so cute, Kat.
He's having a great time.
Leo's got the nuggies going on. I guess it's tater tots.
His best life. He's living his best life.
I wonder if he put some in his pocket.
Honestly, knowing him, yes. I wouldn't doubt it. To this day.
I save these for later.
He's all about the snacks.
Good for him.
I know it.
I think that's a kid thing. Kids are they're little snack monsters.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of kids, shall we move on to
Magic Kingdom?
Yes.
Okay.
Crystal Palace.
Okay, so at Crystal Palace, this is also a character buffet where you will see Winnie the Pooh and his friends, and it's all about Friendship Day celebration. And this place is available for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At breakfast, one of their featured menu items is churro waffles. I am thinking this may have to be on our list of things to do.
Our kids,
yes.
For sure.
Yeah, I've got to start working on our list of restaurants that we need to do with them.
If you're new to this podcast, understand that Kristen and I have eaten just about everywhere we needed to eat. Oh, there you go. There's another neat picture.
With Tigger.
Tigger.
Very nice.
We did both of those with him. But yes, continue.
Of course. Oh, no. We've eaten in a lot of these places before as just adults trying to go to every single restaurant imaginable on property.
Some of them I think we have been too close to probably 20 times even, like Raglan Road.
But Crystal Palace, just for adults, I thought the menu was fine. I didn't find any issues with it, But once again, if you have kids, it's magical because of the interactions with the Winnie the Pooh characters and everything. And the food is great. As an adult going in there, you have to, of course, you have to love kids, or understand that there are kids running around this place.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to understand that, you're in the Magic Kingdom anyway. So there is a lot of ankle biters running around. So you just have to, that's just part of the thing. Right. So if you're down with that, great. And you're going to find that every buffet that we're talking about here is going to be so family friendly, and the kids running around being crazy and throwing napkins around because there's little dance parties and interaction with the characters. That's just going to be part of it. So
you either need to like kids or be a big kid yourself, or really enjoy the food at the restaurant.
Yeah. Which is joy. It is enjoyable for that. It is. I mean, this is not high cuisine, gang. I mean, this is
That's true.
It is not a 5-star Michelin restaurant. If you're interested in that, there's another restaurant for you on property. Ouch. What happened there?
I don't know. Cat knocked something down. Or
Our cat, not the cat on this podcast.
It was
the kind of meow.
It was me.
Okay.
Okay, so
anything else to add to Crystal Palace?
I feel like I need to preface that I'm not really chiming in a lot in this discussion, simply because at a lot of these places, there is a set allergy item that I can have. Usually it's a waffle, which is not a bad thing, but usually that's like the only thing that they can guarantee hasn't been cross-contaminated, because they bring it directly to you. It gets cooked. It comes right to the table. There's no buffet moment that happens. So if I'm not chiming in, it's because I've either not eaten there or because I don't do buffet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though we did do a buffet when we went to breakfast.
But when we went to Boma, they brought it to the table. I didn't do the buffet.
Yeah. That's nice that they have that option for people who can't have to, worry about cross-contamination.
Exactly.
That's the thing, too. So once again, make sure that when you're making your dining reservations that you note those type of things, right?
Yes.
Always.
Or anything, always list it. Make sure that they understand your dietary necessities when you check in, and that you're able to speak to the head chef and they can accommodate. They usually are really good about that kind of stuff. Otherwise, they'll be able to do some kind of accommodation for you.
Yeah, if you have a serious allergy to something, and you have to worry that even if it comes near whatever you're eating, that's an issue, always ask to either speak to a manager or speak to a chef, because they're going to make sure that you are taken care of and those things don't happen, because they don't want somebody to have to pull out an EpiPen, So, yeah.
It's all fun and games until somebody has to get stabbed.
I'm not going to quote Pulp Fiction here, so let's move on.
So next is Liberty Tree Tavern. Now, Kat, have you been here?
No.
You have not? Okay, well, this is family style. For dinner, they do a Thanksgiving-inspired dinner, so it's always been one of the places that I'm like, hey, if you are gonna be at Disney for whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, this is like a really good place to do that kind of dinner. You get roast turkey, pot roast, mashed potatoes, house-made mac and cheese. For desserts, you can get the ooey gooey toffee cake. It has chocolate sauce and vanilla ice cream. So it's very cool. Yes. We used to do that. We would typically do it before Mickey's Not So Scary. It just was like nice and convenient place to kind of like go for kicking off the party. At least
Totally.
yeah.
if you like hearty food, this is the place for you. You know, it will leave you with that kind of, you know, comfort food kind of situation. You know, the pot roast I think is great. Mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese. I mean, that's kind of it is. It is that Thanksgiving, you know, dinner celebration. So if you want to feast, by all means. Not necessarily my favorite place, okay? I will tell you that right now. It's not necessarily my favorite place because I feel like, you know, if I really want Thanksgiving, I'm going to wait till Thanksgiving runs around.
Exactly.
But I do like Liberty Tree Tavern because it is that colonial vibe restaurant because the theming is on point.
Yeah, the theming is cool.
And so when you go into these little nooks and crannies, it really does immerse you in that colonial vibe that you're there and that you're waiting for, you know, you're just waiting for, you know, the Headless Horseman to just roll down the street. Right? I mean, it's kind of what we're waiting for. So good vibes. Good
Yeah,
vibes.
I would say overall, Magic Kingdom, when it comes to food, is not one of my favorite parks. It's a lot more of what like typical American fare, and I'm more of an adventurous eater, which leads me to our next place. We're heading over to Epcot, and this place is one of my favorite places to go for a buffet. I can pick some of the food items up that growing up did not realize that these were like German dishes, but my family is mostly German. So it makes sense that like the cucumbers with like the sour cream and dill, or the tomatoes, the onion, the cucumber salad, like all these kinds of like salads that they had were things that we regularly had in my house. And so this does have some comfort food feel
What is the
for
place,
me
Kristen?
personally.
What is the place?
Sorry, it is Beer Garden.
Y'all, she's German, okay?
Have you heard?
I thought you were going to lead with the headline, Kristen.
Sorry,
Never.
I didn't realize that I skipped the headline. Sorry.
We didn't even
Yes,
go there,
Beer
folks.
Garden, where you can experience Oktoberfest all year long. They have authentic German music on stage that you can enjoy. The tables are set up in the traditional beer garden style, which, if you are a social person, makes it a lot of fun, especially if you get sat with other people who are social, because you can meet all kinds of people and make new friends while sitting there. And only once do we ever get sat near somebody who just was not a social person to talk to you. Even the one time we went, was talking to somebody and they were from the same place where I grew up and knew the boy who lived 2 houses down from me. Speaking of it being a small world, you know? So, yes, it's fun if you like to talk to people. You can have both lunch and dinner there. It's all German classics. The desserts are fantastic. I can no longer have the Black Forest cake, but that was one of my favorites. And the sauce for the apple strudel, the vanilla sauce, is amazing. And who is going to complain about a liter beer? Not me. I am more than happy to order my liter beer every time. So, next, a nearby country in the real world is there's Akershus Royal Banquet Hall in Norway. And of course, this is all about the princesses and storybook dining with Norwegian cuisine. They do offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Aljon, I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about the menu.
My favorite gang. Not my favorite.
What you don't want? You don't want
No herring.
Yes,
No herring.
Hey, it's
Pickle.
really good for you. It's one of the best fishes you can eat. Just
get me Mickey waffles, please.
Yeah, that's not one of the best things you can eat.
No, it's not. What I do like are Norwegian meatballs. Thank you, IKEA. But they do have some really cool bites there. It's not, like I said, by the looks of this picture, they have got a lot of great offerings there. I'll be honest, though, I'm not the biggest fan of the fish any time there. But like I said, for breakfast, it's very European style. They have the deli meats and the cheeses, the croissant, and all that other stuff that they have there. And of course, this is the place where you get to have the princess meet and greets, similar to Cinderella's royal table. They've got the princesses there. Belle does her, her single photo experience. So they're going to charge you for that, for the little cardboard picture frame and all that good stuff that you're going to get at the end of the meal. But you do get assorted princesses there. So sometimes you'll have Aurora there. I think last time Snow White, Belle, and I think maybe there's an Anna or Elsa there. So
in Norway, I'd hope so.
Yeah. Well, yes. Well, I don't know if Anna or Elsa is going to be there simultaneously, but that's my understanding. They'll have one or the other. They'll probably have both. So anyway, good times. Not necessarily my favorite restaurant, but I will say that if you are turned off by like a 2-hour wait period to see Anna and Elsa, you might want to bypass that 2-hour wait and just go straight to doing this. It's pricey like all the other character dining, but it's worth the not waiting. Right?
Truth.
I will say that if we go back, I would want to do this for the simple fact that our kids get to meet Anna and Elsa and we don't have to wait in that horrid line to go see them.
Well, last time we had not nice people behind us either, so that didn't help.
No, it was the worst. It was a really horrible experience to wait for Anna and Elsa because the characters like to take their time, and that's what you want. You want a meaningful interaction, but with small kids, they do not like to wait in line, and neither do I.
And they don't have a fast pass.
Well, let's keep it going there because wow, we only scratch the surface, gang.
Okay, so next in Epcot is Garden Grill. Now, this is located in the Land Pavilion. It's Chippendale's Harvest Feast. When we've been there, besides Chippendale, we've seen Mickey, and of course, they're dressed in like harvest style clothes. Like they're on the farm, which is cool. And here you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. One of the cool things that they do have at this breakfast is cinnamon breakfast bread. I love me some cinnamon anything. So that sounds really good to me. For dinner, some of the dishes include a grilled steak with Farmer's Ranchero sauce. The other thing about this is the produce from here that they serve comes from the Land Pavilion below. And it is a rotational dining room, meaning the dining room actually rotates and moves. So you will see that part of the attraction below you at some point, which is kind of cool. So
you get to see Chip and Dale, right?
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this place. I like the variety of food. It's super fun. Chip and Dale are amazing. And you get to, rotate around over the Land Pavilion.
Yeah.
Which is,
and the nice thing is it's a family style, so it's being brought to you and you're not having to get up and go get anything too. Have you been able to dine there, Kat?
No.
That's too bad.
I'm sure once Leo gets a little bigger, we'll do more of these, but it's just, I always have, this is going to sound pretentious, and I'm not sorry because it's the truth, but it's a warning, it's going to sound pretentious. I do not need to pay $65 for a meal when all I can have there is egg, bacon, sausage, waffle.
Exactly.
I don't need that. Me personally, I don't need that. So, yeah, we usually don't do stuff like this because if we're going to sit down and eat, I want to have something
you can eat and enjoy.
That. Yeah, or it's something that I can't have at my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want something
I don't blame you.
Too. Yeah.
No, it makes this complete sense.
Yeah. I agree. All good.
Now, there
And
was
not
a
to say that it's
point.
not delicious, because it probably is, but for me
Well, it doesn't.
personally.
I don't think it sounds pretentious at all. I think, you know what, at the end of the day, you want to get your money's worth out of any experience.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's not like your restrictions are by choice, that you're choosing like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't eat this food.
No,
It's
believe me,
if I
if I
eat
could,
it,
I would.
it could kill me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's
If I could eat it, I'd be there eating it. But
yeah. Yeah, so that's a different situation, and we could not do buffets for a couple years after I had my transplant, because you're on the higher doses of immune suppressives, and yeah. So like, even to this day, like, I still clean my hands
you have to.
after I get my food before I start eating, because I touched utensils. I don't know who's touched them, or did they wash their hands when they went to the bathroom? You know, all those things.
Exactly.
And those are the things you have to always keep in mind, you know. But having said that, not a bad place.
No. Okay, so heading over to Hollywood Studios here, this was one that I was surprised that I really, really enjoyed. And I would say it is now a favorite of the family style dining restaurants that you can go to. And that is Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, which is all themed to Andy's backyard with toys and all that kind of stuff. It's very cute, all about the barbecue. Fantastic side dishes that you can have. They have cheddar biscuits. The brisket is amazing. The ribs were really good, and I am picky about my ribs. I'm super picky about ribs. So, like, I will not ever go to a restaurant and order ribs. But I will always, when it's something like family style, yes, I will try it. And if it's not good, then I just don't order more. But this place I thought was very good. What did you think, Aljon, when we went?
The ribs and the brisket are the main attraction, but there's nothing bad on this menu if you like this style of food.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the biscuits were great. You know, it's the cheddar biscuits. I mean, what's not to love, right? I mean, it's a bunch of butter. If you're a fan of butter and barbecue, you're gonna love this place. It's so not good for you, but oh so good for the soul. They have these cupcakes a la Forky. So if you want to do that, that's cool. But
It's perfect for little kids because it's so cute.
It's perfect for big kids. Are you kidding me? And when you hear Andy coming, don't forget to freeze. And trust me, everybody freezes, and it's just a great gag. And so everybody is dressed like a rootin' tootin' cowboy and cowgirl, which is kind of cool. So yeah, what's not to like? You're hopping inside Andy's little toy room there. So it's cool. It's great theming, great food, great service. Can't go on. It's probably my favorite place out of this whole place thing.
And I think because we do have so much to discuss, that we'll talk about the last location that's in the park, and then in an upcoming show, we'll talk about the resorts.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea.
So our last location in Hollywood Studios is Hollywood and Vine. And I feel that especially breakfast is great for small children. So if you have, like, I think infants through like maybe 6 years old, this place is really good for, because it's all Disney Junior, and it's play and dine for breakfast. So you see like Vampirina and those kinds of characters that are very cute, targeted at your like toddler, preschool age kids. So that's a lot of fun for them. But then going into lunch and dinner, it's seasonal dining with Minnie Mouse. So Minnie and her friends, and depending on the season, depends on how she is dressed and the whole theming of it all, which is very cute. Because we went at Halloween, so of course they were in their costumes and that kind of stuff at that time of the year. And I think our kids loved it. They were so excited to see them dressed up. But here you're going to get things like flank steak with chimichurri. There's a plant-based roasted mushroom farro or risotto. For dessert, you can get Mississippi mud pie. But what do you think, Aljon?
I think it's great, but not, like I said, it's not my favorite.
No.
Right? It's not my favorite place. I tell you what will make it my favorite place if Bluey finally shows up.
No, right?
I was actually looking to see when Bluey, because there was an announcement we made on the show before the holidays that Bluey was going to be showing up at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World resorts. No updates of that yet, but my gosh, would it be cool to have the Healer family there,
for
to
breakfast? If they did that, oh my gosh, that place, I don't think
you wouldn't be able to find any seats in that place.
I mean, Bluey is like, it is everywhere. You go to Aldi. I've noticed a lot of things that are meant for a little bit younger kids. It's Bluey and Spidey and his amazing friends and Stitch for like everything. It's like everywhere, which is, I think it's, it's great. I love Bluey, so no complaints there.
Truth.
Well, I think both young and old will appreciate the Disney Junior characters, which are great. We showed the picture of Vampirina. Kids like Vampirina as well. Like I said, the food is great, but it's not my favorite. But there isn't a bad restaurant on this list, gang. If you have if you have family, whatever, the kids are really gonna love any one of these character dining buffets that they have here. The character dining buffets, I think you've got to do at least one, especially if you have little ones, because those pictures and those memories are going to last a lifetime. And you'll go through your family photo book or your family photos online, and you're going to see the fact that, Donald in his safari garb was kissing your kid on the cheek or whatever, and it'll make you smile. Or if you're like Aunt Cat, you're going to have your little nephew there with Winnie the Pooh, and it's going to melt your heart. Those are the kind of things that are great. Already pay for the price of admission. But the fact that they have great food at all of these locations is great. Of course, some are better than others, right? And we'll definitely get into that when we talk about the resorts, because I think that's where those character dinings really shine at the resorts. But yeah, what a great show. A lot of stuff to talk about for sure.
Yes. So we will definitely continue this on either next week or the following week. It all just depends on like what comes out that we need for like, oh no, we got to talk about this. So, but it will be coming up in a future episode. We do hope you enjoyed this show. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and please continue to give us those 5-star reviews. We greatly appreciate it. And of course, it does help with all those algorithms so much. Aljon, where can everybody find us?
Find us wherever your social media is. We're there. But we do post a lot on Facebook. So please follow us there. We have a thriving group as well. Remember, this address, facebook.com/Dining at Disney podcast. And you can also find our Facebook group on there as well, at Dining at Disney. We'd also like to say a shout out to our friends, the Disney Dorks, as well. The Disney Dorks on Facebook, a thriving group there. A lot of great like-minded Disney fans, as well as Sorcerer Radio, who helps with this broadcast and propagate it for the streaming world there at srsounds.com. Sorcerer Radio, all Disney music all day long at srsounds.com. You can also find me, Aljon Go, on Instagram. That's ALJONGO, one word, on Instagram. You can also check out my other podcast with former Disney creative, my Mr. Co-host, my world-renowned author, Dave Bossert. He's great. It's called Skull Rock Podcast, the show about Disney, pop culture, animation, film, and so much more. Check it out. We talk to Imagineers, filmmakers, animators, and we like to chronicle the history of Disney and the history of animation with these fine filmmakers every single week. Kat?
You can find me on Instagram at catastrophe at CAT_ASTROPHE. If you want to support the show, and we hope you do, consider donating wherever you watch or listen. You can also shop our links: Amazon, Disney Store, Kingdom Strollers, Garden Grocer. You can find those below in the show notes or at diningatdisney.com. Until next time, I've been Kat. That's been Kristen and Aljon. Bon appetit.
The information and opinions expressed in this podcast are for entertainment and informational purposes. All other trademarks mentioned are the property of their respective owners.